Hey guys, I'm just making a part two video of borderline personality disorder. Um, I just wanted to reiterate the symptoms: frantic efforts to avoid real or imaginary abandonment. Um, there's emotional instability, which I confused with emotional immaturity, but there's that. There's suicidal ideations. Um, then you have intense or unstable relationships. Um, Mainly, I want to say romantic or close relationships. Um, and then, as well as the depression and anxiety that you have that goes along with it. Um, and a few other things. I'm sorry, I really can't remember. um, um, So I wanted to also just mention, because I wasn't so clear in my last video because I didn't really know what I wanted to say, but uh, like for the people that have a favorite person that those with borderline personality disorder, they get very clingy and hung up on just that one person, and I need to roll the window down because it's kind of hot in here. Um, uh, they get so tightly cling to one person that they're all they can think about. They're all they want to hang out with. They're all they want to do anything with. Like I've had instances where I've had friends, but if I with my favorite person, if he called me or if he wanted me to just hang out with him, whatever, I would drop whatever plans I made. And having little one of the other symptoms is having low empathy, which I really can't. I mean, I can put myself in their shoes to an extent, but it doesn't really bother me. And not to sound callous, but it just honestly, like, it'll like I know it's wrong to ditch them to want to go hang out with someone else, and especially when you made plans and things like that. But like I'll feel a little bad about it, but not in the way that they will, because I can't really like empathize with how they feel, and I can't feel their feelings, I guess. So I'll just kind of drop everything and just go hang out with my friend, and that'll be that, and then they get mad at me, which they have every right to, because I shouldn't ditch them and just want to go hang out with someone else. But the favorite person is what I want to do. It's what I want to, like, that's who I want to go to, and just spend all my time with, whether I think that's right or wrong, you know. I just want to come up with a couple more examples. Oh, and it's kind of funny how the last video I wanted to get my hair cut, my beard done. I did, but I'm wearing the same shirt, and this was like 2 days later. It's kind of funny. My shirt wasn't washed. But anywho, yeah, there's been times where the close relationships that I have, romantic or like a favorite person that I put up on a pedestal and that I look up to, and I just like trust everything they say. Like meaning that I like what they have to say, I highly respect it. Like in other words, like if they say oh, like you should buy this because it's cool, or if you buy that, that'll look really like cool on you or something like that, whether I like it or not, like personally, whether I personally like that thing or not, I'll buy it because they said it was cool, you know. Just, and it's not necessarily to fit in it, it's because I value what they say so much, whether, and again, whether it's right or wrong. and I can't, and that's also with the having a false sense of self and a identity, because I live through the other person that I'm either highly attracted to, either romantically or just in a friendship way of them being my favorite person. But sorry, I forgot. I forgot just what I was saying. So I'll do what they want, and like I want to be like everything for them. I want to be that one person that they just want to be around all the time, and whether that's realistic or not, even though I know it's not realistic. It's almost like I want them to feel the same way that they feel about me, because I know I feel 100 times more like engulfed into the relationship. Like I feel like I care a lot more than they do, and I want them to care the same way I do. And even if they did, I wouldn't necessarily recognize it. Like it wouldn't be like what I would want. I would want it to be more than what I could give to someone. Like because I not feeling loved as a child and all that other stuff. It's extremely important to me when I'm going out with a girl or hanging out with a favorite person. I want them to love me like I was never loved before, and the way I would love them, I want to be loved in that respect, but even more than what I could give, which isn't really possible because I can never get enough of that person, so it's almost like smothering them, and I want them to smother me so I can feel that they care. I can feel it validated and all that. I'm sorry if this is a little confusing. People don't understand because I don't necessarily know what I'm trying to say. But let me just try to think for a second. If I can't see my favorite person, whether it's for a day or 2 days, either because I have to work or something like that, it really dampens my mood. It dampens my mood if they don't text me, or think of me to text me. Like a lot of times, I always wonder if people think of me to text me versus me always thinking of them and trying to text them first. It would be nice if they could text me so that I know that they care, so that I know that they're thinking of me. But just because they don't text me doesn't mean that they aren't, But, it just, that all goes back to, I don't want to say low self-esteem and low whatever, but I just want to hear from them as much as I think they want to hear from me, that's why I'm always the one that's more like clingy, the one that needs more validation, the one that needs more, I appreciate you, and I love you, I want to be around you and stuff like that. And whether it's romantic or not, like if I'm just hanging out with one of my like male friends, that he's my favorite person, it's almost like I just want to hear all those things, but not to be in like a romantic sense, if that makes sense to you guys. And also with borderline personality disorder, your mood can be very fluctuating. Like there's days when for no reason I just wake up and I'm depressed. even hanging out with my favorite person, I don't feel that good, but I feel better because I'm with them, because I always want to be around them. But I mean, there be times when we're hanging out, and if I get triggered by something either they say, or if they don't say anything, or it's like even the slightest thing they do or say can like trigger me back to, and it's not necessarily a flashback of when I was a kid, but most like triggered things are as a result of like childhood, if you had trauma in your childhood. So like I have a lot, I've had abandonment issues by my mother, and my father was never there. My mother always lied to me, and things like that, and it was a very unstable relationship, which that shapes your relationships for when you grow and everything, and that was never done for me. So that's kind of why I'm at where I'm at today. I feel very worthless, very empty on the inside. So having a favorite person or a romantic relationship, it fulfills that, but not fully, because I don't know who I am. I don't have an identity or a sense of self. So once all that lovey, like dovey type of first part of the relationship dies down, and like the mirroring stops, because I'll tend to mirror what I'm being given. Like if I like a girl and we start like connecting well, then it's like I'm not falsifying who I am, but because I'm very funny naturally. I'm like, at least I think so. I'm very, I don't want to say safe, but like a lot of people have said they're very comfortable around me, and things like that, which is great, but once all that dies down after a month or 2 months or 3 months or like whatever it is, and I get exposed in a sense to be who I am, that's when like the mood swings come out. That's when the like triggers happen. That's when all that stuff happens, and I don't know why it does that, but like I've had my favorite person and like my best friend, which that's one person, if I said it weird. It's funny because he just mentioned it to me the other day. Like I've known him for a few years, and then like up until 4 or 5 months ago, it just I've changed with my, like, I'm trying not to cry. Like he's growing up, he's getting a little like older, and and things like that, and like it's very sad for me because he's going to develop his own ideas, his own opinions, everything like that, and maybe I want to control that, but like he's told me that like just the other day that I changed, and that he didn't really want to hang around with me as much because of when I throw my temper tantrums, when I get very dramatic, banging my window, and and I had a long conversation with him to try to explain myself, because I don't usually tell people about my borderline personality disorder, because I don't really get that close with people. But then again, I don't really hang out with a lot of people, like with my close friends, because I don't really have any close friends. I know a lot of people, and a lot of people know me, but I don't really get close, either because I don't want to, or we're not on the same wavelength to get close like that. But so I explained to my friend, when I do those things, it's not his fault, even though in the moment I make it his fault. I say it's his fault. I devalue him. I tell him I never want to see him again. I tell him I want to hurt myself and things like that, so he stays. And it's just, that wears people down, and it's not fair, because they don't deserve that. And I told him, he didn't deserve that, and I told him I'm going to try hard because I'm trying to get a new therapist that's going to get me either help with cognitive behavioral therapy or dialectical behavior therapy, which for people with borderline personality disorder, that can really, really help, or so I've heard. Because I don't want to continue like this for the rest of my life, because my relationships are never going to be firm. Like, if I get married, I hope one day, she's not going to want to put up with me getting so jealous if she talks to a guy or a girl or whatever it is, and if she doesn't make me feel validated and just all that stuff. But the good news is borderline personality disorder, it's just a personality disorder, which a lot of that's behavioral and what you know to be from your childhood, and it's basically like rehabilitation in the sense of traumatization of what I had to go through since I was whatever, like a young baby up until, I don't know, I stopped living with my mother when I was like 14, 15, so maybe all those years. But the effective part of the trauma really happens when you're really, really young. And I was molested around age 10, but so back to the favorite person and the relationships and everything. I'm glad, I'm aware that I have borderline personality disorder. I'm glad that I want to get help for it. When I was 18, my therapist told me I had complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which is basically the same thing. And I left the therapy because I didn't want to go through with it because I didn't think it was going to help me. And that was 18. I'm 24 now, and 6 years ago I just passed, and I really realized I need help with it. I can't do it on my own. I'm tired of feeling lonely. I'm tired of feeling worthless. I'm tired of getting depressed and crying for no reason. Because I can't hang out with the person that I really want to, and having with the favorite person or the girl, or because I'm attracted to females, so that's whatever. Just throwing that out there, I guess. It really doesn't matter, but like, people can go out with who they want to go out with. That's not my place to say anything, but I forget what I was just saying. Like, I love and care so much for those people, the favorite person or the girlfriend or whatever. The last thing I want to do is hurt them, and having what I have, it puts them through hell. It puts them through so much unwantedness that they don't deserve and that they don't need. And that kills me on the inside because I don't want to do that to them. I mean, I don't want to do it to anybody, but I want all of this helped and, I guess, cured in a sense, because I don't want this, I think I was saying a little bit earlier that borderline personality disorder, it's not like you're stuck with it. You can definitely get help with it, and things can go a lot better, I mean, I act really happy. I'm very kind to people. I always say I'm sorry. I always apologize. I always say excuse me. I always say thank you. And whether I was raised well enough to be able to be that way or not, that's how I turned out. And I'm really fortunate I turned out that way. But I'm bored with myself. I want a girlfriend, and I want a favorite person, which I have a favorite person, but I just need the validation. I want them to hug me. I want them, just basically for me to get everything I never got as a kid. And that's a lot on one person, especially if it's just a favorite person and you're not in a romantic relationship. Either way, it's a lot. And my trauma, I have a lot of unresolved trauma, you know, and I just, like, you need to get help with it, go to therapy and all that stuff, and, you know, because I want to move past this. I'm 24. I don't want to feel like this when I'm 45, you know. I don't want to be single at that age. You know, I mean, I don't know how to properly love somebody, and I want to. I don't necessarily love myself, but like I want to. You know, because I don't know how. Because that was never given to me. I don't know how to properly love people. You know, like I have an idea of what I think it is, but, you know, because I've gone out with people that I've said that I love them, even though I really didn't, because I didn't want them to leave me, or I thought I was in love, but it's a fear of not wanting to be alone. You know, so I can remember a relationship I was going with a girl. She was very toxic for me. She had awful childhood things too, and she turned out, you know, I mean, I don't want to get into it, but she was very manipulative. She basically used me just for sex. That's all it was. She was going out with a guy at the time anyway, and you know, she had a lot of unresolved issues from her childhood, and just she was very controlling. And then I don't know. So, oh, and also with the borderlines, if they're going out with somebody, they generally will get bored with them and want to go out with someone else, and that's what happened in my relationship with that girl. I dated her for a few months, and then I got bored of her because of the way she was. And then I wanted to go out with someone else at the same time, and I liked both of them, you know, and then they both found out, and it's dumb because they both worked at the same place, you know, so they're obviously going to talk. But that was dumb, you know. So I just don't want the people, like people with borderline personality disorder, like I don't want them to think that they can't fix themselves, because they can. You know, you can move past it, you can get through it all, and you know, you gotta want better for yourself too. And I do. You know, like I really do want better for myself. Tired of feeling empty. I'm tired of feeling worthless, like I've said. You know, when I work at my job, I have to fake a smile and say, hi, how you doing, blah, blah, because I work at a convenience store for, you know, just right now. My future plans, I either wanted to join the Marine Corps or become a police officer, but, you know, I need to get past all this stuff, and, you know, stop making excuses, I guess, for myself. I don't know. But yeah, I always have to fake a smile, you know. Like when I'm hanging around people I like, even if I'm not happy on the inside, I generally will act happy when I'm with them because I'm not by myself. So I'll generally appear happy. I'll act happy, and I don't really feel it. You know, I mean, in the whole moment of not wanting everything to end, hanging out with the people I like or whatever it is, when I go home, I'm not really happy. I just try to distract myself watching like Netflix or YouTube or whatever the hell I do. I drive around a lot, you know, just to get my mind off things, because I think a lot, and that ruins things. And I'm just gonna stop now, because I guess this is enough for part 2. I might put a part 3, or just put up a few more videos. I'll try to get more descriptive, because I know there's things I haven't talked about yet with borderline personality disorder that would be really good for me to talk about. So again, if you guys like the videos and everything, let me know. I'll post some more and see where it goes from there. Thanks, guys.